Today's all-new Pokemon will return in a moment on Kids WB.
It's gonna be amazing, and I hope the camera's rolling because you're gonna want to watch it over and over.
Welcome to CartoonChat. This is a special version of my weekly cartoon podcast. I just wanted to talk to you guys, just me and you, the viewer or listener, about everything so far. Again, this is a special edition, and I really wanted to thank you guys. So many of you guys that have subscribed after watching that one video about my thoughts on Cartoon Network. And that's another area that I will focus on today in this podcast. But I just wanted to have an open discussion with you guys. I just wanted to talk to you guys about how crazy it is that I'm at 10K at this point. Because less than a month ago, I hadn't uploaded anything for weeks. I was in sort of a dry spout, and I didn't really know where to continue off on. I just felt very disinterested. I don't know what it was, but it was really a lock on editing and scripting and writing anything for my YouTube content. And in some random moment, I thought about making a video about my thoughts on Cartoon Network. I checked the schedule again, I looked at it, and it was the same schedule with Teen Titans Go, and I was so annoyed by this continuous format of 4 to 5 shows per day, and Teen Titans Go being the majority of the content provided, that I had to say something, or I thought I had to say something that would change that maybe would give an opinion that would counteract the status quo. And of course, I've talked about Cartoon Network for a very long time, and I didn't expect this to really take off as well as it did. I thought that maybe I'd get the subscribers that usually check out my content. But this video is almost at 1 million views. And that's incredible. You know, that's crazy to me. I didn't expect that I'd ever have a video in 2017 to hit 1 million views. And I thought that the channel itself was in a bit of a free fall because I hadn't treated you guys, the main subscribers that have been around for so long, with the care that I should have. And so for all of you guys that have stayed along, even when I didn't upload content on an annually, weekly basis, I have to say thank you, really just a super thank you. Because it's not fair to you guys that I don't upload content, or I don't inform you of what's going on as to why my content isn't being uploaded. With that out of the way, again, I have to go back and say thank you once more for 10,000 subs. I'm now at nearly 11,000, and I think that's crazy as well. I mean, the fact that in less than a week it pushes over from 7 to 8 to 9 to 10, ridiculous. And I'm thankful that all you guys find me informative, or whatever you find me, whether it's interesting, informative, whatever, enough that you actually subscribe. And I guess I'll just tell you guys a story about how I started the channel, or how I started getting into animation, because if you watch my older videos, much older videos, by the way, from 2015 out to about 2016, I didn't know where this channel was ever going to go. And, I looked at the channel, and I looked at what people were making. And the thing is, you can't really succeed in the present era with gaming content unless you are very unique. And I tried talking about gaming and tech, and I do love talking about gaming and tech, and there's some of my most viewed videos. People like the informative videos that I make on gaming. But where I found not only success, but where I found love in making YouTube videos was in my my Super Noobs review. That review started everything about me talking about cartoons. I started talking about cartoons years earlier, but it wasn't that concrete until the moment that I was at my dad's place, and I just was watching Cartoon Network I think at the end of 2015, it was like December 27th or something, and Super Noobs was on. And I thought, there's no way why would Cartoon Network ever greenlight this? And obviously it was an acquired series, but why would they still put this on? Obviously, because it was the same creator of Johnny Test, and they were hoping that it would make the same success, but it was so brainless, so stupid, and so idiotic, so just in many ways the lower than the bar is set for Teen Titans Go, right? Like, so stupid that I was frustrated. I was angry at the idea that this is what Cartoon Network thinks is okay. So, here I go, I'm writing notes, and then I start scripting, and I have my Mac Mini. I bought my Mac Mini the day after Christmas, and Christmas 2015. I'd been working for months and months and months, and I've been making a lot of money, and so, yeah, I got myself a Mac Mini, and I bought myself a blue Snowball mic and Final Cut Pro, and then all those together, I made a review of Super Noobs. And that's where I started. That's where I felt really comfortable. And not only that, but I really loved the dialogue. I loved that when I put out that review, there were commenters saying this is what they thought. This is how other commenters thought. There was an open panel of discussion. And it wasn't all stupid. It wasn't that everyone was talking in a way that was disrespectful to each other. It was just an open discussion. And that's what I love. I love that there are so many people that find connection with animation and have their own thoughts on Cartoon Network or Disney XD or Nickelodeon or Disney Channel or anything in general, where they can just have a conversation. I can have a conversation with some of you commenters out there, and it can be one of the best conversations that I've had all day, where it could focus on Billy and Mandy, or it could focus on Clarence, or it could focus on Regular Show, or Christina Miller, and it's not just Christina Miller sucks. Like, it's not that, right? And I love that. But the past year and a half, the past year and a half, yeah, about 18 months now, 19 months. We're getting into August, so was that an eighth? That's a year and 2/3 of doing cartoon content on this channel has been crazy. It has been incredible. And I've never expected this, because I've been on YouTube periodically since 2013, releasing videos on an old channel called Digital Gamers Network. And so, now it's crazy that I'm at 10K is somewhere that I never thought I'd be, or I thought I'd be in just like a year and a half or so. I thought, okay, well, it's getting there, but I didn't think, okay, well, people are going to jump in immediately and do all that. But, yeah, thanks, guys. This is crazy. It's awesome. It's incredible. I'm incredibly thankful that all you guys find my content enjoyable. I love all the comments out there that, always are talking about different things in the world of animation, that are talking about every topic that I have in the video. Lots of you guys tell me about things that I might have gotten wrong. So lots of you guys are critical about the way that I do my videos, whether I do rants without scripting them and that sort of thing. And yeah, there are moments when I do not script my videos because I feel like I lose the passion that I could rather have if I don't script. That's the issue that I have, where I feel like if I don't script, then I have a little more passion and I can understand myself better. But then I understand to you guys that it may not feel as well connected. So it's also going through all that. So, yeah, thanks, guys. It's crazy. I'm thankful. And I just also wanted to talk in this Cartoon Chat quick episode about not only this, but the status of the channel going forward. The status of things going forward as to right now. So here's what's happening. Today is Saturday, and tomorrow is going to be Sunday, obviously. Well, if you're in a different section of the world, obviously it's going to be different. But the channel itself, what I want to do is have a certain schedule to everything. And so here's what I think you can expect. I want to have it in a format like this. There's going to be some weeks where I'm not going to be able to do as much because I'll be busy on certain weekends, obviously. The week after this is Otakon, and I'm going to be there, so I might not have the same amount of time to do as much content, and I'm going to try and balance that out this weekend already. So what I want to do is work on most of my editorial slash my editorial, my reviews, all that stuff, up to and some Animation Nation stuff. I want to work on that Saturday and Sunday, and then so that it just steadily uploads up to that point. And then Cartoon Chat will be released weekly, and I want to go back to doing weekly Cartoon Chats. And what I'm probably going to end up doing is having some of these solo Cartoon Chats just with me and you, the listener, but then I'm going to have guests along with me. And I think that that's the problem where, some of my guests haven't been on as often and haven't been able to meet up with me as often, so that's really put a fork in a lot of things. But Monday will be sort of op-ed stuff. Tuesday will be a review. Wednesday will be another op-ed. Or it'll be this new thing that I'm trying to start up with Austin. And we'll see where that goes. Thursday will be Animanga Inc., which is sort of an anime-focused segment on my channel that I haven't gotten to in a while, but you can still check it out on my channel. There's already like a playlist of content. I think about 10 videos, maybe 7 to 10 videos already up about it. So there's Animanga Inc. Thursdays, and then Fridays is Animation Nation. That's where I sort of slimmed down everything that's happened in the world of animation. What's happened last week is that I put pretty much a lot of the stuff, a lot of the big news that was going on last week, I just put into single videos and uploaded that way. I want to try and obviously still do that. Like, those updates are always going to be a portion of my channel because I want to give you guys the breaking news that's really important, but then a lot of it I still want to put at the end of the week. Saturdays are Cartoon Chat. Again, I told you, we're going to be doing sort of back and forth with that. I don't know how it's going to work, but some of it's going to be me solo, you, the listener, giving me comments or giving me things to talk about. Then it'll be one-on-one with a guest or two or a three-person roundtable just talking about things. We'll find out. I mean, I'll figure it out. But yeah, that's the general schedule that I want to have going into this next week. You will see that going into this upcoming week. So by Monday, you'll see the next video, and then so on and so forth. What I want to talk about today, though, on Cartoon Chat is the reaction to Christina Miller's killing Cartoon Network. Right? Because again, it's almost at 1 million views, and there's so many opinions in the comments section. I love all the comments, but I wanted to also counteract those by talking about them in this Cartoon Chat episode, because Cartoon Chat, because Cartoon Network to me, I didn't want to make that title. Christina Miller is killing Cartoon Network is one of those things where it's like you're going to only get people that really agree with you, and you're only going to get a side that really does agree with you. Like, if you say Christina Miller's killing Cartoon Network, you're only getting that side. You're not getting the side that says, oh, well, it's still okay. You're getting mostly the people that say that it sucks. You're going to get a lot of comments saying it sucks. You're going to get a lot of comments that saying Christina Miller sucks. One of the comments that's crazy to me is there are comments that are saying that this is why women shouldn't run Cartoon Network. When Cohen ran Cartoon Network from 1992 to 2001 and pretty much established one of the greatest lineups of cartoons that the channel ever had, established Adult Swim and Toonami and Cartoon Fridays and Powerpuff Girls, Ed, Edd n Eddy, Dexter's Lab, had them all come out to the channel. I just think that some people just don't actually haven't done research. Right? That's the difference between the commenter and the person that knows Cartoon Network for 25 years. Or I've been around living for 20 years. I've done enough research to know Cartoon Network's history up for the 25 years. And so it's crazy to say, oh yeah, Christina Miller, women shouldn't run Cartoon Network. That's very untrue. The last time that a woman was running Cartoon Network, we had some pretty great programming. And again, to counteract everything about that, I think, to be honest with you, and I've told my friends this, 2016 was one of the best years for Cartoon Network in terms of content. Right, because before a regular show was canned, before Adventure Time was canned, if you don't count the schedule, and you count all the content that Cartoon Network is making in 2016, Adventure Time, regular show, Gumball, We Bare Bears, Clarence, Steven Universe, Uncle Grandpa. I'm trying to list off all of them, right? And then you have all the acquired series, like Pokemon. You have all those things before we learned that they would be canceled, and not canceled, but turned away, and before we learned about all the ending production and Pokemon moving to Disney XD, I thought 2016 was a very strong year for content on Cartoon Network. It just wasn't shown in the actual channel schedule. That's the difference. But, so I don't think Christina Miller, in terms of content, is bad. I think that her scheduling is god-awful, though. I just think that this is why, saying this is why women shouldn't run Cartoon Network, I think that's a little funny. If you haven't done research, then I get why you'd say that. But, again, I understand a lot of the comments, and, I am angry at the fact that she does not schedule shit correctly, that she does not schedule things correctly. But I will not ignore the fact that Cohen really established the channel that we know and love. And then I'm not going to say Christina Miller doomed the channel, for God's sakes. I just think that's like a very funny way to approach things. And also this is my rant about Cartoon Network dying is not saying that we should have old content. Lots of people are saying in the comments we should have old shows. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that in this 25th anniversary, that we should have Cartoon Planet, which had old shows on it. We shouldn't have old shows only on Cartoon Network. I think that these are some of the best today's shows. OKKO, Steven Universe, Adventure Time, Gumball, We Bare Bears, Clarence. Those are some of the best shows that Cartoon Network's ever made. Alongside Grim Adventures of Billy Mandy, Courage the Cowardly Dog, the old Powerpuff Girls, all that stuff. Yes, the new Ben 10 and the new Powerpuff Girls, and the shows that Christina Miller is actually emphasizing, except for Gumball and We Bare Bears and OKKO, are bad, are not the greatest ones, but the rest of the lineup is very strong, and the future looks actually very bright, right? That's the one thing that I should have really cleared up in my video. Because if there's one thing that I wish I could do, is I wish I could have the same amount of people viewing a follow-up video where I actually have sort of an epilogue about this. And this is what it's about. This is what Cartoon Chat here is about. Like, I just want to have sort of an epilogue about this video, because right now the channel is in a state of confusion, is in a state of chaos to me, where they have only 4 to 5 shows, but the programming is great for 2018 and 2019 and 2020, and I think it looks good. Craig of the Creek and Apple and Onion and maybe Infinity Train and these shows that have the potential to actually last for a little while, I think that that's actually going to be really good. I think that it's going to be a great transition into what may become another resurgence, but I don't know. It just looks like from my point of view in 2017 that the channel is in a state where it only has 4 to 5 shows, and those shows are mostly emphasized as the bad ones. And I think that's the problem. But it doesn't mean that there isn't a solution to fix it or change it or adapt it. What's funny is, back in 2009, of course, we had that old documentary, The Downfall, or The History and Downfall of Cartoon Network. And that video came out in 2009. You know what happened a year after that? Cartoon Network rebranded. They did the whole Check It era bumpers. They did a new logo. They brought out regular show and Adventure Time. And then we started the resurgence. A year later, the resurgence happened. So I'm not saying the Cartoon Network is completely dead, but I'm saying that her scheduling style is killing Cartoon Network in terms of the channel itself. I do think that there is the potential for streaming services. I think that if they were really trying to push themselves, they should have made a Cartoon Network streaming service, like right now. They should have just put it on, PSN and put it on Xbox Live and put it on iOS and Android and on your computers and have it accessible to everyone. And then all the people that are watching that content would then be paying for the creation of new content. And you'd be having this endless cycle of solid content. And I think that you'd be able to create your own schedule. And I think that there's actually something like that already made. It's just a CartoonNetwork.com and Cartoon Network's app already. But I just think that she is not emphasizing that enough on the channel itself. It's not even being brought up at all. But I think that Cartoon Network right now, if we look at it from a long-term perspective, right, yes, I think that it's killing Cartoon Network, but viewers obviously don't. Teen Titans Go is bringing in ratings. Ben 10 is bringing in ratings. Powerpuff Girls is bringing in ratings. Some of the blandest shows that we think are the worst shows ever, right? Bringing in ratings. Incredibly weird, incredibly ridiculous, but those are the shows that are bringing in ratings. The same way I think that Disney Channel is making the crappiest content, like literally the crappiest sitcoms that could ever be made. They bring in ratings because girls watch them and moms watch them in front of their kids, and then the kids are like, I might as well watch this, and then they get into this endless cycle of watching garbage. Then we wonder why adults like to watch crappy reality shows when you have these crappy sitcoms that don't actually base themselves in reality and are acting, and anyway, going on a tangent. The status of the Christina Miller era is up in the air in many ways, but I think that we can really reveal some things that, I think that there are many ways that the Christina Miller era can be very much like the guy before, I'm trying to remember, the Snyder era, because, again, in the Snyder era, the first 3 years, from 2007 the first 2 years before the resurgence, were not the greatest years, were not the best times. People did not like the Snyder era that much in the beginning because Toonami ended and a lot of cartoons were ended in production and live action content was emphasized. But then we had the resurgence and everything changed and Toonami was back and he actually cared about classic cartoons because they'd still be on Cartoon Network, and Boomerang actually got more than a few of the classic Cartoon Network shows as well. So there's obviously that potential for a rebound at any time, and that's what I think I'm questioning, and why I'm waiting, because I was waiting for this year to be the year that Christina Miller was going to flip everything on its head, because it's a very important milestone. It's the 25th anniversary, and I thought, okay, this is the year that she is going to change the style that she's had for this last year now. She's actually going to care now. She's actually going to acknowledge all the cartoons, and she's not. And I think that it feels like the closer that we get that she's not going to acknowledge that. We are about 2 months away now, and it is really weird to see that the clock is ticking. And the way that Snyder handled that in the 20th year and the way that she's handling the 25th year are two completely different strategies. And I think one of them actually cares about Cartoon Network. The other, we still have to see. We'll still find out. But it's weird. It's very weird. One thing that, again, I also want to emphasize is, just like in the Snyder era, Christina Miller has those major things, and I think just like how Toonami ended was a major thing for Snyder in the beginning before he revived it. Obviously, the Boomerang rebranding and then the literal dropping of almost all of the classic the classic Cartoon Network and the classic Turner and the classic cartoons, all those cartoons that were dropped, that is something that will be remembered as that moment when Boomerang was changed forever. And that is all in her era. And that's going to be that big shift there. That's going to be the thing that can't be really fixed unless the Boomerang streaming service is somehow taking off like crazy and people are realizing how good it is, which I don't think it's the greatest. But I think that's the separation point. That is the awful situation that Christina Miller's in, where, the potential is there for you to shift it. And we all know that obviously things can change in a matter of months, in a matter of weeks, in a matter of days with content. I mean, Christina Miller a couple months ago just changed a release date for a Steven Universe airing. Just switched it up out of the blue. We didn't know it was going to happen, just happened. She doesn't care. And replaced it with Teen Titans Go. So we know that she can adapt content. We know that she knows that she can switch out certain things and adapt the schedule and change things and make things better for viewers. And I think we're just waiting for that moment when she's going to say, oh, let's add this. Let's add that. Let's add a couple things. Let's add a block that would care for not only classic cartoons, but what about the acquired cartoons that barely get any screen time at all? What about the acquired content that has not gotten any airing? That is crazy. Cartoon Network used to be the weekend used to be a great time for acquired content. The only thing that's on now is pretty much Teen Titans Go on weekends. How is that even a channel lineup. That is just one show for the majority of time. That's crazy to me. I never thought I'd see a Saturday where it was just one show every single weekend for almost the entire year. Like, it used to be Pokemon and a couple anime in the mornings and that sort of thing, and you'd have Kids WB, you'd have these Saturday morning blocks. We're out of the Saturday morning cartoon channels now. It's now down to Cartoon Network and Disney XD and Nickelodeon, and Cartoon Network is now just Teen Titans Go in the mornings. I mean, there are a few airings of Transformers. I'm not going to ignore that. However, it's not every week. That is the problem. That is where I find difficulty in understanding what is Cartoon Network. To Christina Miller, what is Cartoon Network? Is it just putting on Teen Titans Go? Or is it trying to broaden your outreach? Because here's the thing, right? Me and my friend Mark, we made a gaming club. And Mark was very vehement on not just making it a one-trick pony, a one simple game club for one thing only. It can't just be a Smash Brothers club. People love Smash Brothers, but it can't be a Smash Brothers club. It can't be one game to rule them all, only one, because that is boring. So you know what? Every week we came up with ideas. What would be cool? Let's try some different ideas. Every single week we came up with racing and karting and other fighting games and action and adventure games and different formats and different games every single week. And if we can come up with that, why is it that Christina Miller couldn't just simply do that? Because I can tell you this. Everyone that was in the gaming club was excited to see what was next. They were excited to see new content every single week that was cool. And if they wanted this again, they'd have to wait because we had a schedule lineup for everything that was coming. So Christina Miller, I don't know what you're doing, but why is it that you can't just, why can't it just be, all right, let's see how it works. Let's see how this show goes. And I'm happy because she's trying with OKKO. She's actually trying. OKKO has some pretty good scheduled times. But what I'm worried about is that it's still that 4 to 5 show schedule. It's only 4 to 5 shows. And even if OKKO is in that list, that lineup, Teen Titans Go is still going to be there, and many shows are still going to be there. I don't hate Teen Titans Go, by the way, but I just think that the amount of times it's scheduled is the problem. So, Cartoon Network in its form right now is very weird. It's in this weird bubble where it could become something very loved, very exciting, very awesome in a matter of weeks, to be honest with you. We could see something in 2 months that could change everything that I think about Cartoon Network, and they could do something very beautiful. But they're not. So, I think that's where I'll wrap up Cartoon Chat for now. And if you guys want more on Cartoon Chat, watch a prior episode, because that's more how Cartoon Chat works. This is a different style of Cartoon Chat that I have never done before. So if it sounds like I haven't done it before, that's because I haven't done it before this way. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. I'm Brian Swan. As always, you can stay tuned to At Democracy for more content on cartoon stuff, on just different things in general, on news, all over the place. And make sure to stay tuned for that new schedule lineup on Monday, because I will be bringing back this sort of solid lineup of cartoons that are, not cartoons, a solid lineup of animated series. It's not an animated series either. Jesus, I'm thinking about something else here. A solid lineup of content for you guys every single week. And I'm going to try and do that. I'm going to try to make sure that I can bring that to the table to you guys. I'm going to try and also make sure that I let you guys know if there isn't going to be something coming up. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching. I'm Brian Swan. As always, stay tuned for more, and thanks for watching once again.